So, that didn't go so well, now did it? I know some of you are out there are wondering, just what the Fresnick was I thinking? Honestly, what was the plan? To be truly honest, I really just wanted to see if this thing was even real. I didn't think Chief Yankowanko would drag us a few hundred light years out of our way just to hand us a pile of Nerf Dread. But also remember, my mission was to investigate just what the heck was going on out here, and sure enough, I stuck our foot right in it. The gravity beam pulled us in over the surface, and as we approached, we basically saw everything you would expect to see if you were looking at a moon. A gray, black, and desolate landscape pockmarked with craters and mountains loomed ahead. But then, as we came over a ridge, there was a sight I had seriously not expected to see. Scattered about all over the surface, like massive piles of detritus almost to the horizon, were hundreds of crashed starships. There were spacefaring craft of all types, sizes, and colors, from species mankind did not even know had existed from all corners of the known universe. And that was when I noticed there were also a few down there that were from Earth and several of her neighboring systems. I called it Rainbow Valley. It was a name I had remembered from my adolescent years spent reading away in the archives of the 22nd century megacomputer in a place that was once called Skydark. We call it Haven now, by the way. We'll talk a little bit more on that later. Having never been to Earth, I developed quite a curiosity about it and began to study its landmarks and wonders, one of which was Mount Everest. And on the slopes of that mountain is a place where many of its fallen climbers have come to rest for the last time, and are unrecoverable due to the elevation and the environment. Because of the plethora of colors shown the various suits and gear of the dead, it was dubbed Rainbow Valley. I also saw some other things that I'll mention later, things not from any historical lessons, but from when I was in the Earth Alliance military, and my mind nearly shut down in wonder. And that was when we saw the translucent dome approaching. That's also when the gravity beam stopped. So here we were on a glide path over a moon that was proving to have pretty much Earth normal gravity, running towards this massive dome. It was miles in circumference, and we didn't have sensors to determine its exact dimensions, and we were heading right for it. I gave Eric and Superfly a nod as I flipped on Spark's M chamber and my own from my place at the co-pilot chair. Now, M chambers are short for emergency chamber, and basically what it is, it pops up, surrounds you, and fills you in with its goo while it knocks you unconscious, and basically you're cushioned from the impact, by the fluid. You also gotta breathe it, which is not pleasant. But at the same time, you're also put into a relaxed state by sedatives, so that way you're at the most relaxed state when you hit the ground. You know, studies like that, from all the way back in the 20th. Well, if the Bosun had done his job right, everyone down below was already in their M chambers. I'm still trying to figure out why the guys in the old days called them Maryland chambers, but I don't get the reference. And in the blink of an eye, though, after that, I was surrounded by darkness.
Terrain ahead.
Up.
Terrain ahead.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Obstacle ahead. Obstacle
Warning,
ahead.
warning.
Pull
Warning,
up.
warning.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear.
Are you still with us, Marenghi?
Aye, sir. We've landed near the Derbyshire. Landing being a major exaggeration.
Well, I don't know about you, but hell's teeth, my head is banging like a tap glass at a fat camp. Damage report?
Major structural damage, multiple system failures, and the engine core has basically gone kaput. Should never fly again.
And thus the maiden voyage of the struggle, Gotham, has ended in epic tragedy. Only the Titanic, or the cancellation of Firefly, which I've been told is awfully good, could compare in sadness and devastation.
Sir, how? We were the only ones on board and we both survived.
Yes, I know that, but this particular vessel will be doing titanic damage to my paycheck and stock options for the rest of my, what may be now, tragically sad life.
Sir, we're trapped on this uncharted moon in a possible hostile territory, and you're worried about your financial holdings?
Don't you realize I'm depending on the advance of my exploits, never mind the film rights? Then there's the merchandising, my boy. That's where the real money is made. You never heard about the man who invested in the MP2 player. He's my god now. Yes, I guess you're right, Marenghi. I almost forgot about the smaller people. My cat, Muffy. Darling pussy. Who will feed her? Who will brush her? If I perish in the line of duty? Who will tell Consuela about the collection of love logs she's left in the den?
So it's true.
What?
That you only made fleet captain because your mother is the Imperial Senate.
Now you take that back while you're still an officer. If you weren't in your uniform, I'd kick you right in the goolies. And what is that infernal bleeping?
It's the tracker I put on the shuttle aboard the Derbyshire. It's still working. Sir, if we can get our hands on it, I can modify it to beam an SOS through hyperspace and back to the fleet.
And it's time to break out the EVA suits then. Mine's the maroon one. I call it the Purple Prober. It pays to accessorize.
According to the last sensor reading, there's an Earth-like environment outside. Gravity around the Earth normal, temperature on the old Fahrenheit scale around 101 degrees. Winds were gusting to about 70 miles per hour, and now have fallen to around 30.
Grab those long menacing coats. The ladies love them. Break open the weapons locker, and don't forget the emergency minibar.
You need to let me scan you over. M. Chambers can have some very nasty side effects if not caught early.
Wow, I might break out in excessive flatulence any minute now.
That could be devastating.
Okay, Angus, we've been down on this ball now for about an hour. Can you give me any good news?
The hull wasn't breached, but that's no surprise, given how tough they build these buckets.
That and Superfly, pulling off that belly flop of a landy with nothing more than emergency thrusters. Luckily we had no serious injuries, just some minor bumps and bruises.
Plus somehow magically flying through that outer dome. Okay, judging by that look on your face, Angus, here comes the bad news.
Long-range comms are out. It's going to take a week in dry dock to get all the wiring replaced. We all have short-range comms and one function radar up and running. So we have power. Center arrays are shut to hell, so we basically are blind as a bat here, Captain.
Which is why I'm stuck down here in the bowels of this bloody ship.
Shut your cake hole and get back to work.
Well, I never, you filthy haggers.
Okay, you two, knock it off and let's get back to the matters at hand. Come on.
Both comms are shut down. That's going to be a week right there. The worst part is, I can't even begin to restart just because we don't have half the parts I need to repair them. Whatever was in that shrink beam, blew out half the drive systems.
Oh, shark. Both quantum interface transducers, the helmet regulator, even both dimensional osmosis dampers along with the gravitic anomalizer? Oh, man.
Reads like a shopping list. We have replacements in stores?
Some, but not all of them. Most of these components are so solid state they'll usually outlive your ship. That must have been one hell of a beam to blow out all these systems at once.
I may just have the solution, boss. I just got these images from Eric out on patrol.
That can't be.
It is. 8 Mark 9 Hawk class attack frigates.
Eric ran their whole numbers twice.
Oh, he isn't mistaken. That's Flight 91 from Alpha Centauri.
But they were lost in space over 30 years ago.
Flight 91 was a ghost story we told cadets in the fleet.
1 second we're trapped on a killer moon, next we're going after ghosts.
Boss, the Mark 9 engines were built by the Javanka star drives, same as the Derbyshire.
Which means the drive system should be compatible. They pretty much made everything to be interchangeable parts back then. Angus, how many people can you spare off the repair parties?
Sparkles over there, Boichers, and maybe a handful of others.
Oi, I don't sparkle.
Look at the bright side, Sparks. You get to get out of the bloody bowels of this ship.
I'm not a tech head, but I can handle a spanner.
Nice sentiment, Doc, but I need you here.
Great. When do we head out?
How far away are those ships, Bosun?
Eric puts them at about 10 clicks. The worst part is, though, it's like a desert out there.
Is the Landmaster still working, Angus?
I can get that quick once over. Should have it ready in a few minutes, mate.
Okay, Bosun, Sparks, take whomever Angus can spare and get out to those Hawks. That's priority 1. Signal Eric to tell him to come back in. We gotta move like we got a purpose.
Angus-san, I'm having a little trouble. Phillip-san, you don't look so good.
Freedom!
Boss, are you okay?
Dr. Scofield, is he alright?
According to this, he is, but I need to get him down to the sick bay right away.
I'll be fine, Doc. I think Eric and I are being summoned. I think we're going to have company soon. What is it, Steve? Hold your fire and stay on standby. Okay, here's the plan. Angus, you stay with the ship. You're in charge. Keep the repairs going as best you can. Bosun, Sparks, take the Landmaster and go get us some parts. Doc, you're with me and Eric. We're gonna go beat the moon. Any questions? Good. Now let's get going.